Time is slipping. Only 21 minutes remain. Every second carries more than just a tick of the clock. It carries a choice, a chance to awaken. I am Se Hengyi, and today you stand at the edge of something profound. This is not ordinary news. It is a call to those who are ready to see beyond the veil, to those the universe whispers to in silence, the chosen ones. In this moment, you will discover truths the world hides, lessons hidden in the shadows of ancient Shaolin wisdom. You will learn how the masters of old trained not just the body, but the mind, the spirit, and the very essence of attention itself. You will witness how a single moment, approached with awareness, can alter the path of your life entirely. Today, I will reveal how the chosen ones carry responsibility in ways few understand. You will uncover the subtle energy of presence, the silent power that flows through focus and discipline, and the ancient techniques that turn fear into strength. These are not tales of legend alone. They are principles you can feel, practice, and embody immediately. By the end of this video, you will understand why the smallest decisions, the quietest actions, and even the unseen thoughts you hold can shape your destiny. You will learn to recognize the unseen forces guiding your life, and how to step into them fully without hesitation or doubt. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire. Here, the journey is not just about learning, it is about awakening. Subscribe and join a path that stretches far beyond the ordinary. Stay with me for the next 21 minutes and uncover the power within you that the world has long overlooked. The moment you truly awaken, you feel the weight of your own existence pressing against every choice you make. On the Shaolin path, being chosen carries no promise of comfort. It is not a reward. It is a responsibility woven into the very fabric of your being. The masters of old understood that true power emerges only when the mind, body, and spirit are aligned, each one influencing the other, each one shaping the world around it. When you move through the day, every step, every word, every thought leaves an imprint, a gesture unnoticed, a glance unconsidered, a word spoken in haste. These ripple outward, touching lives in ways unseen. The Shaolin teachings remind us that mastery is not measured in titles or applause, but in the quiet awareness that your presence matters. You carry a subtle authority, the kind that does not demand attention but commands respect through integrity and awareness alone. I have seen disciples tremble before the realization that being chosen is not a shield from hardship, it is a test of consciousness. Each challenge, each moment of discomfort is an invitation to observe yourself without illusion. Your anger, your fear, your pride, they are all mirrors reflecting the work still to be done. To awaken is to see clearly that life does not bend around you. You bend yourself to the rhythm of its truths. Responsibility begins in stillness. When the body is calm, the mind focused, the spirit attentive, you perceive the subtle energies that bind action to consequence. Even a small decision can sway a path, a life, or a destiny. The chosen are never free from the weight of their impact. They are free only to meet it consciously and to act with the precision and awareness of one who understands that mastery is not about control but about harmony. Every moment the mind drifts, it scatters energy, unnoticed yet profoundly felt. True freedom begins not in grand gestures, but in the subtle mastery of attention. The Shaolin masters teach that the wandering mind is a mind bound, tethered to distractions, fears, and illusions. Only when attention is trained, cultivated like a blade forged in fire and patience, does the spirit move with clarity and strength. Even the simplest acts demand presence. Each breath becomes a teacher. Inhaling deeply, the body learns calm. Exhaling fully, the mind discovers release. Posture is not merely physical. It is a reflection of inner alignment. Every straight spine, every deliberate step signals discipline to the body, which in turn trains the mind. Intention, though invisible, guides action with precision. Focused attention transforms the ordinary into sacred practice, turning even the smallest moments into exercises of mastery. The path of mindfulness is not an escape from the world. It is a return to it with awareness. The noise of daily life, the pull of fleeting desires, the storm of unexamined thoughts, they are all invitations to practice. Each time attention is reclaimed, a tiny victory is won. Energy once scattered now flows, and the subtle power grows, quiet yet undeniable. Ancient teachings remind that mastery is not born in sudden enlightenment, but in repeated conscious effort. A mind disciplined in attention becomes a force that shapes destiny rather than reacting to it. Thoughts cease to be distractions and become instruments. Presence, sustained and deliberate, ripples outward, influencing perception, action, and reality. In this way, attention is both shield and sword, a tool to navigate life's complexities and a bridge to the clarity and freedom that lie at the heart of inner mastery. Emotions rise like storms within, sudden and overwhelming, threatening to drown the mind in chaos. The Shaolin path teaches that these currents are not enemies but messengers. Emotion is energy, raw and powerful, meant to be felt fully, yet not allowed to dictate action. When the news strikes, when the heart feels shattered, the true practice begins, not in suppression, but in presence. To embrace emotional truth is to meet each feeling without fleeing. Anger, grief, fear, they arrive unbidden, yet they need not imprison the spirit. Mindfulness offers a mirror, a way to watch pain and fear without being consumed. Observing the tremor of the heart, the tightening of the chest, or the surge of thought is itself an act of mastery. Each observation strengthens the capacity to respond rather than react, to transform energy rather than be carried by it. Shaolin philosophy speaks of the body as the vessel where emotion flows. Breath anchors the mind, posture steadies the body, and awareness channels the current of energy. By facing emotions directly, without collapse, the practitioner learns to redirect that force into clarity and purpose. The storm does not vanish, but its power is harnessed, becoming fuel for discipline and insight. The path is subtle. It does not lie in resisting pain, but in allowing it to teach. In observing emotion without judgment, the mind becomes still, the heart resilient, and the spirit unshaken. Each moment of conscious feeling cultivates an inner strength invisible to the world, yet palpable within. Through this discipline, the energy of emotion transforms from distraction into guidance, from turmoil into mastery. The chosen one does not escape the storm. They learn to move through it with awareness, turning even the most shattering news into a catalyst for growth. The body is the first teacher, silent yet uncompromising. Shaolin masters know that the mind cannot rise higher than the vessel that carries it. Posture, breath, and movement are not merely physical exercises. They are the foundation upon which awareness is built. Each deliberate stance, each measured breath, trains not only the body, but the mind itself, shaping how energy flows and how attention anchors in the present. Within the body lie memories, habits, and emotions, stored like hidden currents beneath still water. Tension held in the shoulders, a shallow breath, a restless gait, all whisper of unexamined thoughts and unchecked impulses. By refining the body, by cultivating balance, strength, and ease, these hidden patterns surface, revealing the state of the inner world. The disciplined body becomes a mirror, reflecting clarity or turmoil, presence or distraction. Movement in stillness and stillness in movement form the essence of Shaolin practice. Even the smallest gesture performed with mindfulness carries the weight of intention. Walking, sitting, or lifting a hand becomes a meditation, a training of the nervous system and the spirit alike. The energy once scattered in thought and emotion finds direction, becoming coherent and purposeful. As the body strengthens and aligns, thought follows. Emotions settle, not through suppression, but through embodiment. Discipline in posture teaches discipline in action. Mastery of breath teaches mastery of impulse. Harmony in movement teaches harmony in decision. The vessel shapes the mind as much as the mind shapes the vessel. The path of mastery begins at the surface of the skin, in the alignment of bones, in the rhythm of breath. Through this, the inner world gains stability, the spirit gains presence, and the chosen one learns that true power is not born in thought alone. It is embodied, alive in every sinew, every breath, every controlled motion. In the eye of a storm, stillness is more powerful than movement. When chaos rises, When fear and uncertainty press against the mind, the Shaolin masters teach that calmness is not surrender, it is presence. True strength does not erupt in haste or panic. It manifests in the quiet clarity that allows one to see the path ahead without distortion. Stillness is a discipline, cultivated through meditation and mindful practice. The body remains, but the mind sharpens. The heart beats steadily. The breath flows evenly, and awareness extends beyond immediate sensation. In this state, every thought is observed, every impulse measured. Action, when it comes, is precise, effective, and rooted in understanding rather than reaction. The world often urges haste, feeding on distraction and fear, but the practiced mind learns to pause. In that pause, the currents of emotions settle, revealing patterns previously hidden. A single moment of stillness can reveal what hours of frantic thought cannot: a truth, a solution, a path forward. Shaolin wisdom calls this moving without moving, acting without being carried by impulse. It is the mastery of self, before engagement with the world. Even in crisis, the quiet mind holds its ground. It sees the invisible threads connecting cause and effect, the subtle consequences of every choice. The energy of tension is not resisted or ignored. It is acknowledged and allowed to flow, guided by the awareness that has been cultivated in stillness. Through practice, stillness becomes a refuge and a weapon. It trains the body and mind to respond with clarity, not haste. It allows perception to pierce illusion, thought to align with purpose, and spirit to remain unshaken. In this calm, the chosen one learns that true power lies not in ceaseless action, but in the disciplined pause, the conscious breath, the steady presence that turns turmoil into opportunity. Within every challenge burns a quiet fire, one that tests the resolve and shapes the spirit. Personal mastery is not a destination. It is a continuous refinement of thought, action, and presence. The Shaolin path teaches that this fire is forged in persistence, in facing the weight of reality without denial or retreat. Each moment becomes an opportunity to align with the highest version of oneself, even when the world presses with difficulty or heartbreak. Mastery is not perfection. It is honesty in observation, courage in action, and persistence in alignment. The mind will falter, the body will tire, and the heart will ache, but each lapse is a mirror revealing where growth is needed. To ignore these lessons is to let the fire smolder weakly. To confront them is to stoke it, allowing strength and clarity to emerge. The chosen ones learn that setbacks are not punishments but catalysts. Painful news, disappointment, or fear becomes a test, a reflection of inner discipline and resilience. The fire of self-mastery transforms ordinary actions into acts of intention. Every breath taken with awareness, every choice made with clarity, every emotion observed without surrender fans the flames. Over time, these small, deliberate acts accumulate, forming a mind and body trained to respond with wisdom rather than impulse. This is the essence of Shaolin discipline, the cultivation of inner power that cannot be shaken by circumstance. Through this continuous refinement, the spirit becomes both resilient and flexible. Challenges no longer break the practitioner, they illuminate the path forward. Presence becomes habitual, thought becomes deliberate, and action becomes meaningful. The fire of self-mastery is not loud or dramatic. It burns steadily, persistently, and without distraction. It is the silent strength of the chosen one, forged through commitment to the inner path and tempered by the trials that life presents. Beneath the surface of everyday life, currents move unseen, shaping events and guiding outcomes. Shaolin and mindfulness teachings remind us that the world is not only what is visible. Energy flows through attention, intention, and the subtle law of cause and effect. Those who cultivate awareness learn to perceive these invisible forces, sensing the patterns that others overlook, and navigating life with clarity and purpose. Every thought carries weight. Every intention sends ripples outward, interacting with forces beyond immediate perception. The mind that is scattered disperses energy, allowing life to be swept along by circumstance. The mind that is disciplined focuses, harnessing these currents instead of being carried by them. Awareness becomes a tool, a silent power that shapes what appears inevitable. Being chosen is more than a title, it is a recognition of sensitivity to these subtleties. The chosen one notices the small shifts, the tone in a voice, the pause before a word, the subtle energy in a room. These are signals of movement, signs that guide decisions and reveal paths that are hidden to the distracted or unaware. By observing, by aligning action with insight, the practitioner influences outcomes without forcing them, moving with the rhythm of the unseen rather than against it. The practice is patient and persistent. Attention must be trained like a bow, drawn and held with precision. Intention must be clear, free from distraction or self-deception. Karma, the subtle echo of action, responds to this clarity, unfolding in ways that reward awareness and discipline. In mastering this, the chosen one learns that life is not random and power is not always visible. True influence arises from presence, observation, and deliberate alignment with the forces that flow beneath the surface. Awareness becomes both compass and guide, illuminating the path through uncertainty and turning the invisible currents into allies of mastery and purpose. Adversity arrives without invitation, unannounced, yet it carries a hidden gift. Pain, disappointment, and fear are not obstacles to mastery, they are catalysts, shaping the mind, body, and spirit in ways comfort never can. The Shaolin path has always been forged in struggle. Every bruise, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt is a lesson carved into the soul, a teacher that cannot be ignored. The world often tempts the mind to resist difficulty, to seek ease and escape. Yet the true practitioner meets challenge with awareness, observing each sensation, each thought, each emotional surge as it arises. Mindfulness becomes the lens through which adversity is transformed. Instead of reacting impulsively, the mind witnesses, absorbing the lesson hidden within the discomfort. Pain becomes insight, fear becomes discipline, and disappointment becomes a compass pointing toward growth. Every trial carries subtle guidance. A harsh word, a sudden loss, a failure in expectation. These stir the spirit to confront weakness, uncover hidden strength, and cultivate resilience. The Shaolin tradition teaches that mastery is not granted in stillness but earned through perseverance, repetition, and the courage to face what others avoid. The body may falter, the heart may ache, yet through consistent attention and conscious presence, the inner self is refined and clarified. Transformation through adversity is quiet, almost invisible, yet profound. The energy once scattered by fear and frustration becomes focused, channeled into awareness, skill, and purpose. The practitioner emerges stronger not because the world has been tamed, but because the mind has learned to move with it, to extract wisdom from every challenge, and to act with measured intention. In this way, struggle is no longer a burden, it becomes the forge of the chosen one, shaping resilience, clarity, and the steady flame of inner mastery. Every action carries weight, every thought leaves an imprint. The chosen ones are never truly isolated, for their presence alone resonates beyond themselves. In the quiet moments, in the decisions made without fanfare, influence spreads like ripples across still water, subtle, unseen, yet profound. The Shaolin path teaches that mastery is not a private possession. It is a force that shapes the world through awareness, intention, and disciplined action. Each word spoken, each choice made, creates currents that touch others, often without conscious recognition. A calm response to anger, a deliberate act of kindness, a moment of patience, these are not trivial, they ripple outward, subtly altering the energy of every space and person they encounter. The chosen ones understand that true power is invisible. It is not in grand gestures, but in consistent alignment of mind, body, and spirit. Influence demands responsibility. Awareness of its reach is as important as the cultivation of skill itself. The mind trained in mindfulness observes the consequences of action, the heart attuned to the subtle effects of emotion, the body carrying intention with precision. In this way, mastery becomes a quiet guidance, a shaping of outcomes without force, a gentle steering of energy toward harmony rather than chaos. The Shaolin masters speak of presence as the highest form of influence. To embody discipline, clarity, and serenity is to radiate strength without dominating, to teach without words, and to lead without seeking acknowledgement. The chosen ones move through life aware that their very being touches the world. Each thought, word, and decision is sacred, a contribution to the unseen fabric of reality. Through mindful presence, mastery becomes not only self-cultivation but service, a subtle force that transforms surroundings, leaving ripples of wisdom and harmony in its wake. True mastery is born in the harmony of mind, body, and spirit. The Shaolin path teaches that no single element can hold power alone. A sharp mind without a disciplined body is like a sword without a hilt, unstable and dangerous. A strong body without awareness is merely strength without direction. And a spirit unanchored by thought and action drifts untethered, vulnerable to every external tide. Mastery emerges when all three move as one, aligned in purpose and presence. Mindfulness anchors thought, allowing clarity to arise amidst confusion. The restless chatter of the mind softens, revealing insight and discernment. Every decision becomes deliberate, every impulse observed, every fear acknowledged without surrender. Shaolin discipline refines the body, cultivating posture, breath, and movement into vessels of strength and precision. The body becomes more than flesh and bone. It becomes a mirror of intent, a channel through which energy flows smoothly, harmoniously. Awareness cultivates the spirit, opening perception to the subtle forces that shape life. It nurtures intuition, patience, and resilience, allowing the practitioner to navigate both inner and outer storms with calm discernment. When mind, body, and spirit are integrated, challenges no longer shatter the self. Painful news, sudden loss, or fear of the unknown becomes a test, not a threat. The chosen one stands grounded, seeing clearly, responding wisely, and acting with presence. Action flows naturally from alignment, and thought informs every gesture, every word, every choice. This is the essence of Shaolin wisdom. Mastery is not separate from life, but woven into it. It is the cultivation of balance within and without, the disciplined refinement of every layer of being. In this integration, the practitioner becomes unbroken, resilient, and fully present, capable of facing any moment with strength, clarity, and quiet power. Being chosen is not a reward, it is a calling. It asks for presence, discipline, and the quiet courage to observe life as it unfolds. Mastery is not built in ease, but in the mindful attention to each thought, each action, and each moment of stillness. Even when faced with shocking or painful news, the chosen one remains grounded, aware, and open to transformation. The lessons of this path are simple yet profound. Cultivate your mind, refine your body, honor your spirit, and let every challenge teach you. Practice presence in the small moments, face difficulty without fear, and allow awareness to guide your actions. These are the tools that shape inner strength and lasting clarity. Take these principles into your daily life. Observe your thoughts, align your intentions, and move with deliberate care. Let your awareness ripple outward, influencing the world quietly but powerfully. Every step of discipline, every breath of mindfulness brings you closer to the mastery that the path of the chosen one promises. May your journey be steady, your mind clear, and your spirit resilient. Embrace the responsibility and allow transformation to unfold naturally. If this message resonated with you, join our community, like this video, and subscribe to Shaolin Soulfire, where ancient wisdom meets the practice of inner mastery.